Gotta go now, gotta go. Swerving in my whip, can't slow down. Driving fast with cars, boy, I'm on the road now. Automatic star, my Vic, take a cold.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Recession Central. I'm the Nigerian Nemesis, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about Lindis, the new hero released here in the NA server. She is a marksman, and she's actually really cool. So if you are new to the channel, welcome. Let's dive right into her abilities before we start talking about her equipment, her arcana, the different kinds of talents you should use with this hero, and how you should really play her. But first off, starting off with her passive right here is Tread Softly. When Lindis passes through the brush, she will increase her movement speed and strengthen her next normal attack for a short period of time. The strengthened attack will fire 2 arrows, with each arrow dealing 119 physical damage with a 4-second cooldown. So this move right here is really cool because it does 2 things for you. Either A, if you're chasing down an enemy, it makes it really easy for you to catch up to them by running through the brush, picking up your speed, and doing more damage to finish off that kill. Or B, if you're getting chased by opponents, you can use this, run through the brush, you're invisible to the opponents, and you pick up that speed, so you start to take off even further. So she's really good at getting away. And now her first ability right here is Piercing Gaze. Lindis illuminates the area around her and reveals the location of nearby enemy heroes for 5 seconds. This ability can be stored 2 times. After learning this ability, when Lindis hits the same enemy 3 times, the target will suffer an additional 80 physical damage. So this one is really good for checking out to make sure you don't get jumped or ganked. If you guys are trying to scout the abyss, or even if you're just playing like the middle lane and rotating, you can use that ability, check out the bushes and see if anybody's near you. If you expose them, and then you can just jump right on top of them and take them out. Or you can run away, let's say if it's like a Wukong or an assassin trying to take you out. So it's a pretty good move. And then our second ability right here is Entrapment, one of my favorite ones actually. Lindis sets a trap that lasts for 2 minutes. The trap will slow enemy movement speed by 30%, reveal enemy location, and after a short while deal 360 physical damage. Lindis can store and set up to 2 traps. Traps will become invisible 2 seconds after being set. So if your opponent sees you set the trap, then obviously they can see it. But if not, you can actually set these traps in the bushes, which is pretty good. And then when the opponent runs through it, they'll get slowed down, and you can see them on the map, and then you can go take them out. What I also like using that move for is zoning characters. Basically, when I'm trying to kill someone and they start running away, I'll throw the trap over their heads and put it down in front of them, so they have to take like a longer path. Otherwise, they will get slowed, and then that'll be an easy kill for me. But either way, if they take the longer path to get away, they're still within my range, and we still do a lot of damage. And then her ultimate right here is Lunar Champion. Lindis calls forth a spear to attack enemies, dealing 220 physical damage and adding any bonus normal attack effects from equipped items or buffs. She can store this ability for up to 5 times. This is really good for helping you finish off those opponents. You want to try and combo them down, run through the brush, speed up, get a lot of attack damage, and then go after them with all of your abilities here, starting off with like the Piercing Gaze, moving on to setting those traps to try to, like, slow them down a little bit, and then finish them off here with the Lunar Champion. You can also use the second ability if you are trying to get away. You can put it down right on top of you if somebody's on top of you. It does a lot of damage to them, it slows them down, you can get away, and if your teammates are near you, they can help you to finish off that kill. Let's move on to her equipment now though, and this is the equipment that I have for Lindis. Actually, I really like jungling with her, so my first equipment here is the Soul Reaver, giving us 35% attack speed, 10% lifesteal, and 10% cooldown speed. You don't always have to jungle, but if you do want to jungle with her, she gets very strong, over-leveled, and takes down enemies really easily. If you're not jungling, then I highly suggest you use a talent with the flash there to make sure you get away from opponents, because if you do get jumped, you still want to try and create that space. So use the Flicker for her. And the second equipment that I have here is the War Boots, giving us that 25% attack speed and the movement speed plus 60. We've got the Omni Arms with the 70 attack damage, 15% attack speed, 10% lifesteal, 10% cooldown speed, and 500 max HP. We've got the Clave Sancti with the 100 attack damage. We've got the Muramasa giving us 70 attack damage, 10% cooldown speed. And of course, we finish off with the Slick Sting, giving us that 30% attack speed, 20% critical chance, and 5% movement speed. So now let's slide over to the Arcana that I actually have set up for Lindis. You can build her one of 2 ways. For the most part, for me personally, I just have the ADC build as penetration, a lot of damage, and a lot of armor pierce to really get through your enemies and piece them up nicely. But for the Red Arcana, I have Onslaught giving us that attack damage plus 2, and the armor pierce plus 3.6. I've got the Assassinate giving us attack damage plus 1.6, and the movement speed going up by 1%, and then I finish it off with the Skewer, giving us that attack damage of 0.9 and that armor pierce of 6.4. So it all stacks up, and it's just a really strong Arcana build for Lindis, and she's just a great character in the game overall. Really good at chasing down enemies, really good at running away. She's just really fast, you know, setting up all those traps, seeing through the bushes. Just a very skilled and finesse player. So make sure when you're using her, you can, you know, rely on your teammates, be very skilled, and use your equipment and all the things that you have to your advantage, because no other character can see people through the bushes, or you can like see people like Batman when they go invisible. So try and use that, and then you can easily chase them down and stack up your moves, your abilities. So it just makes her really hard to kill, hard to jump, things like that. And I think she'll be a great marksman and a great addition to the game. So if you did enjoy that video, go ahead and smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for some more future daily Arena Valor content. And hope you guys go on and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace!
This is exclusive.
Go! Go! Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up.